and it's the handler, just as we talked about last time, for on-click. And so if we go and we see there's an on-click handler, and so we can do this. I should note that programmatically, for those who are interested, this is just a method call. So you could handle on-click in other ways by defining a method on-click, etc. But here there's an on-click handler, and notice it gives us information. So it gives us these two variables, click X, click Y, which provide context information for any code we provide here. So we can refer to these variables if we so wish. Click, and I wish I could say clack, but it was click X, click Y. Okay, so on click, what should it do? Who's responsible for deleting from the population? Well, it turns out we're going to have to do, who keeps the population? Sorry? Main is responsible. And the environment keeps track of the connections between people. But what we want to do is actually go up to main, or go down main, as they would say. Go down main. Those not from New England aren't going to get that. So this dot get underbar main dot, and then I'm going to say remove underbar population. Okay. So what am I doing here? Well, oh, look at that. Remove population. Oh, I have to give it a I have to give it a reference. What am I going to give this as the reference? It needs to be told who to delete. So what do I give it? I give it this. Yes, I give it this. Thank you. So now it's a happier camper. This is kind of a nice. I kind of like this in some ways because it increases the challenge for me to do this all without autocomplete. You folks get autocomplete, and I don't. And it kind of enhances the suspense. Okay, so now we should be able to run this thing. And what should happen now? Neil, can you see anything there? Okay, so if I go click on this, what should happen? Is that what I wanted? What happened? What happened? Sorry? Okay, so let's look at how many people there are. Now there's 4 people in the population. 0, 1, 2, 3. Count them. Okay? So how if I click here? How many people will there be in the population now? 3, right? So why is it still showing this? Okay, so to do that, can anyone apply what I said earlier? There was a bit of code we used for the earlier thing that we need to reuse now. What is that code? Riddle me that. Okay, we could do it that, we might think we could do it that way, but that person is gone. That person is Vamoosh. That person is Satyala. So they're out of there. So somehow we have to get it to recompute the network. Whose job is it to recompute the network? The environment. Okay. And does anyone remember? I mean, just 5 minutes ago, we actually typed the requisite code. Dot apply network. Remember, it's that same code we did for the button. Remember that? Just 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago maybe? When we put in the button, we said add population, apply network. Told it, hey, go recompute network. And it will go recompute the network. Right? Oops. Hey. Hey. Oh, it gave it. I did something. Sorry, I committed a faux pas here. Sorry. I, I did something. Improper. Um, oh my gosh. I'm thrashing. Okay. So what do I have to do before environment? I can't say environment. What do I have to do, folks? Where does the environment live? Lives in main. Yeah. So I have to get a reference to main. So I'm starting with a reference to me. I'm saying, hey, get my reference to my associated main. So it gets a reference to main up there, and then I could say, hey, main, give me your environment. And that gives me a reference to the environment, and then I can say, hey, environment, apply your network. Boom. Boom, done. So here we go. Boom. Good or not? Good. Okay. So what did we do there? Let's just reflect on this. The first thing we did was to add a person. Where do we add a person? Who is responsible for adding the person? Under what conditions would the person be added, or be added if we did what? Clicked on the button. Where did the button live? It lived in main, and it lived in main because we weren't clicking on a person. We were just clicking somewhere on the canvas, a distinguished area. So we wanted a button there. And that button added a person to the population and then applied the network. Now, this add population actually returns a reference to that person that we could do something with. We just didn't do anything with it. We just added them to the population so visually they'd be there and they could interact with the population subsequently. If we wanted to, we could capture that reference and do various things with it, like, I don't know, change their color or whatever. And then, if we want to delete the person, what do we do? Well, we're clicking on the person in this case, on a particular person. So we went down here to person, and then we went to their oval, because that, after all, is their representation, right? Okay, so we went to their oval click event, and we said, okay, remove them from the population, remove this person from the population. Then we told main, the environment, hey, go reapply your network also. In both cases, we had to do reapply network so it would update. Okay. Okay, so that's good. I don't think I'll ask you to open this other thing, but I want to think about this a bit. Right. Okay, here's a bit of a challenge. What if I wanted to be able to click on a link? How if I wanted to be able to sculpt this network? Click on a link and have it delete that link. How would I do that? Okay, so that sounds like a good start. So I went to the link. This is in person because it's an aspect of their representation. The link. Now, it may not be intuitive, but the link's actually associated with one particular sort of particular of the pair of people, the dyad that it collects.